Well, hello, everybody. As we begin our UFC 253 post-fight coverage here on the MMAfighting.com YouTube channel. I am Mike Heck. Hope you guys all enjoyed the event. Israel Adesanya just ran through Paulo Costa in the main event. Got it done in the second round. This one was not in any doubt whatsoever. Israel Adesanya just like he said, y'all must have forgot kind of performance. Just took Paulo Costa out. He made it look super easy tonight and gets it done. And we have a new UFC light heavyweight champion for the first time since 2011, not named Daniel Cormier or John Jones. That is Jan Blachowicz. He finishes Dominick Reyes. So we get a new champion at 205, still the champion at 185. And then in the featured bout, Brandon Royval with a huge win over Kai Kara France. So a lot to discuss. This is the beginning of it all. We're going to be streaming all the post-fight scrums. We'll hear from UFC President Dana White. We will hear from Jan Blachowicz. We will hear from Israel Adesanya. I don't know if we're going to hear from Dominick Reyes or from Paulo Costa. Not really sure. But for sure we'll hear from Dana White, Israel Adesanya, and Jan Blachowicz. And after this all wraps up, I'll be joined by the Prince of Positivity, A.K. Lee, and E.K. Silida, and we're just going to chat it up with all you guys about what went down tonight in a pretty interesting event to kick off 5 weeks on Fight Island. It was a hell of a night, so get your questions ready, and we will get after all of those a little bit later on once we get to the post-fight show. But Jose Youngs, big shout out to him. Our boots on the ground on Fight Island in Abu Dhabi. He will be there for quite some time. And he might be with us right now, as a matter of fact.
Jose, is that you?
Can you guys hear me?
We can hear you.
Hey, buddy.
Perfect. It's been a morning. I'll say that.
Been a morning. So what time? What time is it there, Jose?
I'll tell you what. Getting here at 2 a.m, pitch black, and then looking out the window at 9 a.m. and the sun is shining and it's 120 degrees is a bizarre sensation. I can't lie.
Yeah. Our friend Jessica from the Crystal Crew says hi. Hi, right back.
Hello, Crystal Crew, Jessica.
As we are probably awaiting Dana White, maybe Jan Blachowicz, I'm not really sure. But a lot to discuss, and we will do so in a little while. We could talk about some of the stuff that went down. Jose, first of all, what did you think? Israel Adesanya comes through, just an outstanding performance, one-sided beatdown of Paulo Costa. Not a lot of people saw that coming. Israel saw it coming from a mile away, and he came through in a big way. What did you think of that performance?
Perfect. I don't know what Paulo Costa was like beckoning him on and kind of taunting him a little bit to bring the fight when Israel was literally eating his fight before finishing him. I don't know. Knocked down that head kick that he gave just moments before getting off. I think I didn't quite see it because the poles in the it was flawless victory for Israel Adesanya. Even better call out, if I do say so myself.
Yes. Very respectful call out of Jared Cannonier afterwards. Said he sent him a DM and said that if you go out there and you beat Robert Whittaker and you do so emphatically and dominant fashion, you're next. So Adesanya calling his shot. Should Jared Cannonier get the win? So he's got a lot of options, and I like the fact that he wants to stay at 85 and
Looks like we got some movement.
We got movement. Let's see. It is the brand new UFC light heavyweight champion of the world, Mr. Polish Power himself, Jan Blachowicz, to discuss his big win over Dominick Reyes in the co-main event of UFC 253.
Hello.
Yeah, congratulations. Congratulations, man. You've been working towards this moment for a long time, and I know it's still probably setting in a little bit, but how are you feeling?
You know, it was a long journey for me, but finally on the top. Amazing feeling, you know. There is no words how to describe this, you know, how I feel right now. It's my mind is in different place, you know, right now. Somewhere in the space, I don't know.
As far as his performance tonight and what you saw on the other side, I mean, did he do anything that surprised you, or did everything play out the way you thought it would?
I think that he's gonna put more pressure on me, but I put pressure on him, and that was good idea. I expect that he was completely that's what we expect, you know. And like we have a lot of good sparring partner, gym, southpaw kickboxer guys, so I was ready for this time.
Yeah. You hurt him to the body pretty early, man. A nasty mark on his ribs. When you saw that, does that change your mindset? I mean, does that become like a target all of a sudden? Does that change your game plan a little bit?
You know, my left leg is always really good and really hard. You know, this is something when I even don't want to kick, it's go, you know, automatically. So I don't. And when I kick first time or second time, I see that he's slowing down a little bit. So I that he feel it. But in second round, when I see that I broke his nose, I knew that the finish will be really, really soon.
Yeah. And when you dropped him, it was kind of a stagger before he fell down. I mean, did you know right away, like, this is it, now it's going to be over?
Yeah. When he was on the ground, I knew that few more punches and it will be over. He will not get up anymore.
Now, here's the interesting thing. I know you guys were sick of talking about Jon Jones, and the first thing you do is go talk about Jon Jones. So
right now we can talk about him because I don't want to talk before fight, you know, because my opponent was Dominick. Now I don't have opponent, so Jon Jones, why not? But nobody knows what he's doing right now, I think so. So we will see. But yeah, why not? He promised me this fight after, Albuquerque and after when I knock out Corey Anderson.
I like it. Last thing for me, if it's not Jon Jones, like you said, we don't know, maybe he goes to heavyweight. Do you see another name that makes the most sense for your first defense?
Maybe Thiago Santos, if he win his fight against Teixeira. So that would be really good.
If for some reason that fight doesn't get rescheduled, would you take him right away? If they don't fight, because they've had to cancel it a couple times?
Now I want to celebrate a little bit, rest. So first celebrating, soon I'm gonna be a father, so I have to focus on that also. I want to focus on that, not only I have to. And after that, we can talk about next opponent and the next and first belt to defend. But now I'm just, want to celebrate. I have to come back to Poland, see my parents, hug my mom, drink beer with my father because I don't see them. I don't know how many times. I don't know how long I was in my hometown and don't see them. So I want to meet my family, and then we can talk about next fight.
Jan, you are 67 right now, and it's 37.
Oh, whoa. Thank you.
I'm going to. So, and the next year after year, you are getting better. So, on what age your pinnacle of your career will be?
I'm like wine,
So I'm 67.
67. No, just that I just knew my body better. I knew myself better. I'm just smarter right now. I know how to train smarter. My experience is much better, and I just believe in myself. I back the roots to my old coach, and that's what works really good on me. And this is the best proof on that.
Hey, Jan. It seemed like he was staying away from you because he respected your power. And then towards the end of the fight, he started feeling a bit more comfortable and moving around freely. And then he got hit. Did you feel that? Could you see him getting more comfortable?
Yeah, I see that he tried to be more, flexible and stuff like this. But he started open himself. So I see, a couple holes in his game, and I use it, But like I said, I think that he's gonna be, like I said before, put a little pressure on me, but he don't put, I put pressure. It was really good idea.
Did you guys exchange any words in the cage after the fight?
I just say to him that he cannot give up and just rest and back to octagon. And that's it. I wish him best in future.
And lastly for me, did you feel it when you broke his nose?
I don't feel it. I see it.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't feel it, but when he goes, I see that his nose is here.
Jan, congratulations on the victory. Since you lost to Thiago Santos, you've been on a 4-fight winning streak. What's changed?
Thiago just makes me better fighter. He just showed me that I have to keep my hands higher, and that's it. And like I tell you, I'm always believing in myself. I just, I find what goes wrong in this fight, and that's it.
And you've trained, sparred with him. What confidence level do you have if he is your next opponent without giving away what happened inside the gym?
Yeah, we train together after our fights, so if I'm going to have first take the belt defense with him, so I'm going to have a nice new plan for him. This time, if the fight will go on, so this time I'm going to be the winner,
Former champ Joanna Jedrzejczyk, I know she was on the Polish broadcast. What are they saying back in Poland right now about their champ?
I don't know what they say because I don't have Wi-Fi here, so I cannot check it. But I think the whole Poland right now is celebrating. It's amazing. I think it's I hope so. People dance on the street right now.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Okay, you said that you want to rest right now, but when we should expect that you will come back, and maybe you have a place where you would like to fight your first, to have your first title defense?
I don't know. Now I'm waiting for my son, and after that we can talk about my next fight. Now I have to relax, celebrate, be happy this moment.
Hassan Abdurrahman from Arroya newspaper here in UAE. I just want to congratulate you and say congratulations. You made a very good success tonight. I just want to ask you about your stay in Abu Dhabi. How do you feel while you are here throughout the last period until today?
It's my second time here in Abu Dhabi, and always it's great state here. Okay.
Hi, right here.
Wait.
Oh, sorry.
No, it's my second time here in Abu Dhabi, and always when I'm here, it's great place, to visit. The atmosphere here is really good. People are really nice. Food is amazing. Right now it's it's pandemic situation, so we can stay in our hotel only and just go to the one beach here. So. But anyway, hotel was really nice. People would work over there. They are really nice. Food, amazing. So acclimatization was really good. Everything was amazing. I will remember Abu Dhabi to the end of my life. Thanks. What happened here. Amazing. Thank you, Abu Dhabi.
Right back here. So you mentioned Thiago Santos. How do you see his match against Glover Teixeira?
I think he's gonna knock him out. I believe he got knockout punch power, and I think that he can knock him out. But we will see. Teixeira, he also have a second life in his career. He also right now he's in really good shape. But I hope so. The fight will go on because they say how many times they cancel it? Twice, yeah. So I hope so. Now they make it, and we will see.
You mentioned that you would like to fight him if he wins against Glover, but if Glover wins, how do you see him as opponent?
Also really great. Now in 205, it's really the division is amazing right now. A lot of really good fighters, young fighters. So it's a lot of opponents over there. We will see. I would like to fight John Jones or Thiago. If not, we will see what the UFC gives me.
Back about Thiago, what would be different between your first fight and now if you guys fight again?
I cannot tell you, but the score will be different,
Jan, right here. What did you make of Israel Adesanya's performance in the co-main event? If you got
I just see the finish.
A lot of people were talking about him moving up to 205. Would that be a fight that would interest you down the road?
Maybe. Why not? Yeah, he said that before something in the interviews.
Yeah.
So you see, you've got another one. So why not? We can try to do this. So I'm open, but give me 2 weeks break, okay?
Congrats.
Thank you. Yeah, thank you.
All right. 67-year-old Jan Blachowicz. That was hilarious. The new champ, what a performance. It's about to be a dad. Wants to take a couple weeks off from the what's next questions. Because he's got a lot going on in his life. And then he'll be ready to go after his finish of Dominick Reyes. Great performance. Gets it done, and he's the champion. And just thinking, kind of like looking. The ups and the downs that he's gone through. I have to go back. I just want to make sure I have everything perfect as we look at this. But I mean, at one point, he had lost like four out of 5. Look at this. He lost to Jimmy Manuwa, lost to Corey Anderson, then he got a win over Igor Pokrajic, lost to Gustafsson, lost to Patrick Cummins. So he lost 4 out of 5, and this was in 2017. And then 3.5 years later, he's the champion. Sport's the best, isn't it, Casey?
It is wild. I'm trying to think of, man, Jan Blachowicz. I gotta say, I gotta learn to say his name correctly. Is it? I gotta learn to spell this name now. When Joanna started going, when I realized Joanna Jedrzejczyk was gonna be, oh my God, she's gonna be one of the best strawweights ever. I have to memorize how to spell this. I can't be copying and pasting this woman's name forever, and I feel like the same way with Jan. Jan was pretty much a mid-tier light heavyweight. I'm just going back and thinking about. I wish we could pull up all the tweets and comments from Blachowicz versus Jacare. Remember that main event? That I feel like that was his Izzy Romero. Kind of like it was just, and man. Yeah, yeah. It was wild.
50 G's because we have the bonuses. Jan Blachowicz and Israel Adesanya, the performances of the night. Fight of the night, no surprise to anybody. Brennan Royval versus Kai Kara France. That fight was bananas for as long as it lasted. So there you go. I mean, I think they were just like, man, we got to give Royval a bonus, but how are we going to do it? Let's just give him fight of the night. That would make sense. The Brad Riddell fight, that had an argument too, but I mean, just the first minute of Royval versus Kara France. That's the way I got fight of the night.
That goes up a round of the year. That first round. I mean, it's unfortunate. They didn't show the replay too much because I saw a couple people say it wasn't an illegal knee or it's close to an illegal knee, but it looked like an illegal knee. That Royval. Did you agree that was a very illegal knee that the ref somehow missed?
Watching it live, in real time, I was like, ooh, he got away with one there. But they said Anik did say on the broadcast it was to the neck. So who knows?
Yeah.
I haven't seen it yet. I have to go back and watch it and slow it down. But maybe we go to the post-fight show. Our viewers, our unbiased viewers, can let us know. But either way, I mean, what a win for Brandon Royval.
Yeah. I just wish it was unfortunate that happened because it really did change the tone, the momentum of the fight was definitely changed with that knee. But regardless, I'm happy Kai Kara got an extra $50K And so did Roval. Man, what's going on?
Doing some
Jose.
some fixing. Now you get to see what it's like behind the scenes, folks.
Looking inside the camera now.
Hashtag technology. And
Mike.
that doesn't seem like a question you want to see during a live stream. But here we are. So this is the beginning of our post-fight coverage here on MMAfighting.com. We are attempting to stream all of the post-fight coverage, all the post-fight press conferences. We heard from Jan Blachowicz already. We're certainly going to hear from Israel Adesanya. There we go. And I assume Dana White will be joining us as well. Dana White was a little bit fired up earlier tonight after some promos ran of his new show. And there were some media members who felt his wrath. But here we are, waiting upon Dana. I'm sure he's going to have a lot to say. I wonder if he's going to get asked about Colby Covington again.
Oh, boy.
I mean, I'd kind of like to see it.
Yeah.
With like exact quotes to get his gauge on it, but it is what it is.
That is the world we live in.
Yep. So Caitlin Vieira got a nice win over Sajara Eubanks. Sajara, nice third round, was just kind of too little too late. Hakeem Dawodu, I thought the judges got that one right over Zubaira.
I agree.
Brad Riddell versus Alex Silva was an awesome fight.
Great fight.
Good win for Brad Riddell, especially after losing that first round. Jake Matthews defeats Diego Sanchez, the biggest favorite on the card, comes through. Diego's still just like so tough for his own good. Like I wanted Jason Herzog to stop that fight in the third round, and then Diego almost like got an armbar like out of nowhere. I'm like I was getting ready to tweet Jason, just stop the damn fight, just stop this thing. And then Diego throws up, nearly gets an armbar, but Jake gets out of it and just beats him up a little bit. So he gets a win. Ludovic Klein, good Lord. It's kind of like my preview show talk came to light. William Knight, the most powerful 205er that's like 5'10" that I've ever seen. He gets a win. Juan Espino is back after nearly 2 years off with a scarf hold over Jeff Hughes. First time Jeff Hughes has ever been submitted in any fight in his career. And then Danilo Marquez gets a win in his UFC debut.
Let's not talk about that fight. Yeah,
in a fight.
Technically, yes, it was a fight. Yes.
Yes, I think. Abragimov? I think his UFC run is probably coming to an end. 0-4. I think that'll probably be the end of him. So good night. We have a lot to discuss once the post-fight show begins. But listen, we got comments, some things to address. We might as well address some things right now as we await the arrival of likely Dana White. I don't know if we're going to hear from Dominick Reyes or Paulo Costa. I would assume Dominick Reyes is probably like back in the hotel at this point because that fight was over an hour ago.
Jose, can you hear us? Do you have any word? Who's coming up?
Can you guys hear me now?
We hear you. Yes, sir.
Hello. Yeah, no word yet.
Okay.
They're all waiting. Yeah, sorry, I was muting myself
problem.
so you didn't hear all the typing I'm doing because this stuff.
Well, thank you.
Comments. Wow, too much typing. Wow.
Yes, touche.
So the replay and the broadcast, the cameras are very focused on Costa after he lost, but in the background you can see Izzy doing lots of types of celebrations that weren't caught on camera. Can you kind of maybe replay that for us?
He was yelling at the camera for a very long time. Off in the corner, like he did the Nate Diaz thing where he like walked up to the corner cam and was like yelling, and we couldn't quite hear what he said. And then he did the Naruto run. He did a lap around the octagon, and I don't know 100%, so don't quote me on this, and don't run with this if you're listening for a story. But he might have said some things to Paulo Costa's corner, which were not the kindest.
There's one thing in particular that I heard that stuck out to me that I will not repeat.
Yeah.
Yes.
So don't wanna get in trouble if I'm wrong.
I don't think you're wrong. I will say that.
I'm assuming it was like, hey guys, great competition. Hope you have a good flight home. I'm sure that's right.
It was let's have a drink at the bar, all of us together. Maybe 2 drinks. Hashtag respect. But Izzy just looked outstanding.
They did. I don't know if they showed it on the broadcast, but they did shake hands after. Paulo walked up and Izzy and him shook hands. And I didn't hear what they were saying, but they seemed to have squashed the quote-unquote beef at the end. Didn't hear what they were saying. Didn't see who approached who, but I did see them shaking hands.
Yes. Right before they announced Izzy as the winner officially. They had a nice little moment. But it was nice. You know, sometimes these things just have a lot of heat. I'm sure there's still some more heat between these two guys and the teams. But, you know, you get in there, you fight. Whatever happens, happens. And then, for the most part, we squash it right there and then. It's not always going to happen, but there's obviously there's definitely respect there between these two guys. Stylebender is Bruce Lee reincarnated. All right, hey, listen. He looked that good tonight. He just he chewed that leg up. I mean, it was nasty.
Jose, what did you? So you've been to
a million fights.
A million fights now with no fans.
Yeah.
How did this fight feel with no fans and hearing the sounds and things like that?
It's interesting. I think the KG Tony one is clearly the one that stands out the most because there was so much talking and it was a lot of punching to the skull. This one was this. I hadn't thought about it till just now. I'm trying to put it in words, but the whip of Izzy's leg against shin on bone, because for whatever reason Paulo Costa forgot how to check kicks after going into this fight. I don't know if I've heard anything like that in a long time. I've obviously heard it in training, but there again, you're wearing shin guards, or you hear it when you're sitting next to ringside when there are fans. But it was pretty. And the one that stands out the most is when Izzy caught that head kick. That, however, Paulo Costa ate it, and it was mere moments before the finish. I think that was the first shot that really hurt him. That punch was ungodly loud. That kick, it was like a whip on Paulo Costa's head. That was unbelievable. That was absolutely unbelievable.
It was the kick was so fast and sharp. Actually, I don't know if you, Mike, when I saw it live on TV, I wasn't even sure if it landed, honestly, because I was it looked like it landed, but it kind of looked like it went through Costa's head somehow, because I didn't really see Costa's head really whip to the side that hard, but that Costa just had just had an excellent poker face, because that kick opened him up, and clearly that was the beginning of the beginning of the end in that sense.
Yeah, Costa was definitely slowing down in the second round. I mean, it's just so many leg kicks that they just wouldn't stop, and then Izzy just was so good at changing things up and keeping him guessing. The feints were so effective in that fight. It was
switching stances just constantly. Yeah, it was beautiful.
Yeah, great fight. I mean, just unbelievable performance. Just I think whatever bad taste was in people's mouths after the Yoel Romero fight, gone. Mouthwash in, gonzo.
Do you think people really believed Izzy was that type of fighter, or is that just kind of just, I don't know, just people doing internet trolls, just being trolling? Because we've seen enough. Romero's been in a lot of stinker fights with a couple of highlights, so that fight wasn't that surprising to me. But for people to really say that Izzy is the runner, I mean, I get Costa trying to sell the fight and trying to, I don't know, to talk trash because that's his opponent, but I was really honestly shocked by all the amount of fans that just hated on Izzy for that fight.
I would agree. And I mean,
it just didn't seem rational. It just wasn't. Yeah.
Even the first 2 minutes of tonight's fight, where people were like, "Oh boy, here we go," and they were both yelling Romero at each other, and then Adesanya's like, "No, I'm gonna start going to the leg," and that's it. We're not dealing with this again.
It was cute when Costa did the whole Romero thing. That was.
Yeah. Wonder what Dana White's doing right now. Yeah. Filming another show, perhaps.
Yeah.
Looking forward to a fight.
Yeah.
I believe this one's called.
I think it's Dana White's making of Dana White's looking forward to a fight. Yeah.
Well, the one cool thing about that show is that Matt Serra had a moment with Diego Sanchez's coach that kind of went viral today.
Oh, I didn't see it.
Did you see that? You didn't see that?
No.
It's
good.
pretty hilarious. I'm not even gonna give it away. Most people watch it probably already saw it already, but you can go check it out. It's great. Matt Serra basically said what like everybody would say to him. Just like sitting at breakfast, like Joshua Fabia just walked right up to him and was like, I heard you said some things about me or didn't say my name enough. And Sarah was just like, really, dude? I'm trying to eat breakfast with my friends. And then just kind of
and there were cameras there?
Let him have it. Yeah, it was one of those things where like, say like you, me, and like Jose were sitting at a breakfast table and someone was starting to talk junk and we wanted to record it but didn't want anybody to know about it. It was like one of those.
Oh, okay.
Like you just had the camera on, you pretend like you were looking at it but you're really filming it. That's what this was. Here comes Dana White.
Fight of the night was Kaikar of France and Roval, and then the performance of the nights went to Blachowicz and Adesanya. Those guys all won $50,000, so congratulations to them.
Just going to ask you about Adesanya. Clearly a performance of the night. Worthy, man. What did you think about him in there tonight?
Well, so much for fight of the year, but domination of the year. I mean, it was weird because, if you look at every other fight that Costa has had, he comes out and goes after people like they owe money, and I think he landed one jab in this fight. Didn't try to clinch in the fence, didn't try to put pressure, kept going back to the center of the octagon. It was very weird.
Yeah, it wasn't weird. I mean, do you think he was in his head? Was it just the antics that slowed everything down? What happened?
You're going to have to ask him that question. I have no idea. But, no matter what it was, Adesanya put on a clinic. I mean, the first 3 calf kicks busted up his leg. Then he hit him right on the side of the knee, had a huge welt on the side of the knee, then the shin to the eye, and just absolutely dismantled him and easily won the fight.
Yeah. He said he likes the idea of Jared Cannonier next if he wins. Does that sound like a good fight to you?
Yeah, I mean, that's the fight if Cannonier wins.
And
I love that about Israel. He's ready for who's next. Who else thinks they can beat me? It's just the kid is an absolute stud. Tonight, congratulations to, him and Costa. They broke a bunch of records tonight, man. It's unbelievable. Their stare down, when we went live, their stare down was the biggest stare down ever, most viewed ever in UFC history. It beat Khabib and Conor by 1.5 million when the show started. I don't know what it's at now.
Crazy. He was chatting you up afterwards. Was that really just about weight cutting the whole time? Was that?
Yeah, 2 of his guys, so yeah, he was all fired up about that. Listen, he's not wrong, but that's not our place. That's the commission that handles that. But he's not wrong. Take 80 or 90% of anybody's money, they're going to show up. They're going to show up the right way.
Yeah. You got a new light heavyweight champion as well. What did you think about Jan Blachowicz's performance tonight?
He looked awesome, man. He looked unbelievable. It was like he had a laser on that kick to the body, man. That thing kept landing right in the same place and was ripping Reyes apart. And I believe that was a huge factor in the fight.
Question immediately, he calls out John Jones, basically. Can you tell us what is going on with John? Would he come back down as heavyweight? What's up with him?
And you guys know as much as I know about John Jones. But yeah, I like that he wants to fight John. Yeah. He could have called out whoever the next contender is and whatever. The fact that, these guys respect Jones enough and the fact that, they want to be the guy who beats the guy. I love it.
Yeah. Got to ask you about Diego Sanchez. He told us coming into this fight that he's got 4 fights left on his deal. He wants to fight out that contract. I know you got a ton of respect for Diego Sanchez and everything he's done. Are you comfortable with him fighting out 4 fights?
I love Diego Sanchez. And I don't know. It's something I got to think about, and it's obviously something that I got to talk to the guys about back when we get home in the office and see what everybody thinks. I want to do what's, I got these guys now. You got Diego Sanchez, who fights his heart out every time he fights. He was part of Tough One. Everybody knows how I feel about those guys. And he's just a great person. Then you got Cowboy, who you can say all the same things about. And, as these guys start to get older and start racking up some losses, it's tough to, But Diego's like, I want to say, I don't know for sure off the top of my head, but he's like 3 out of his last 5 or something like that. But, yeah, it's tough. It's the not fun part of this job.
A couple quick ones outside tonight. Conor McGregor made waves over the last 24 hours or so, talking about this. Well, first of all, sharing direct messages from you. Did that upset you that he kind of shared private conversations?
Listen, I've had people blowing me up left and right. Everybody here knows. Even the ladies. This is some man code stuff. It's just something you don't do. It's one of the dirtiest things you can do. Which, by the way, because. We were just talking about Diego Sanchez, and Diego Sanchez is in there in a private conversation that I was having with Conor. When you're the number 2 or 3 ranked guy in the world and you're telling me that you want to fight, but you want to fight unranked 39-year-old Diego Sanchez in a main event in Los Angeles,
Yeah, fair enough. How valid is this Pacquiao thing, though? Can you comment on that? Is this a real thing that could happen?
I have no idea.
No idea?
Yeah. Listen, you guys have been asking me about Conor McGregor forever. Did you see Conor McGregor's tweet?
Which one? Well, I think
the retirement tweet.
Oh, yes.
I'm retired. Birthday cake. I'm retired.
Fair enough. Last one for me. There was a report that came out tonight. Khamzat Chimaev, obviously everybody's excited about Khamzat, that said either Wonderboy or Leon Edwards for December 19th. Can you give us any information on?
Where'd that come from?
Brazilian outlet, I believe.
Yeah, they do that all the time. The Leon Edwards is not true, but we've offered it to Wonderboy. Wonderboy wants to fight Leon Edwards, so we'll see how this plays out. That's completely not true. Leon Edwards is not lined up to fight Khamzat. We were looking at Wonderboy. Wonderboy wants Leon. So we're nowhere on that thing. For anybody to report it, it's total fucking bullshit and typical MMA fucking silliness.
Dana, when you see Paulo Costa in the first round taunting and doing all this goofy stuff, like that's all well and good to entertain people, but he's not winning the round. Do you sit there and get frustrated at a guy who's letting his opponent start to get a lead on him?
Yeah, it doesn't frustrate me. It's just, you guys know enough about the sport that if he fought the way he fights, look at the way he went after Yoel Romero, one of the most dangerous guys ever. And then he stays away. He stays on the outside, taking damage to that front leg. Then he gets, when he does rush in and get him up against the cage, he backs out to the center of the cage again. Just never tried to get in the clinch. I think he only landed a jab. Didn't really throw any punches at all, only threw kicks. It was very weird. I just sat there going, holy shit. And then obviously, Adesanya just went to work, picked them apart piece by piece, made it look really easy.
You mentioned the records this fight set in terms of numbers leading up to it. Obviously, the fight itself was super anticipated. You'd promoted it as one of the greatest fights of the year, potentially. But is this also Fight Island playing a part again? Is it just something about this brand of Fight Island that just builds people's excitement?
Listen, the UFC is on fire right now. The records we broke tonight, we had tons of records on social media. Social media records were off the charts, and all the numbers that are coming in are massive. And every time we're doing fights now, they're big. If you look at our social media in the last year, UFC social media has gained 8 million followers in the last year, 2.5 million since Florida. Mine has gained 1 million since Florida. The whole sport is, it's on fire right now. Our numbers keep going up, our ratings keep going up, and it's all good.
Is part of that because it's not just like America that's had nothing to do for the past few months, it's the whole world's been shut down. So are you getting followers from all over the world, or is it just America it's building up in?
Yeah, I think it's because, I didn't listen to any of the fucking bullshit from the media, and I went, you know, and I think people liked it, and people that never watched the sport before got into it and started to watch, and the growth has been phenomenal. I think that's a big part of it. It's not a coincidence that all these numbers have gone up since Florida.
How big do you anticipate Khabib Gaethje going to be then?
How big does what?
How big is Khabib Gaethje going to be?
Yeah, so the question is now, does Khabib Gaethje break the records that we broke tonight?
Well, last one from me. Earlier today, Nate Diaz put out a promotional video of himself and Masvidal, obviously saying round 4, wanting the rematch with Masvidal. Have you got any progress on that fight?
No.
Is it possible that you guys are looking at Masvidal versus Colby instead?
Yeah.
Is that because...
It's very possible.
Is that just because negotiations with Nate didn't go anywhere?
No. I don't even know if we talked to Nate yet. But yeah, after the Colby fight, I mean, how do you not make that fight? That's a fight that makes sense. If the Nate Diaz rematch is going to be there, no matter what happens.
And actually, just one more thing: have you heard anywhere further with Nick Diaz?
No.
Okay.
I told you guys this last time.
Okay.
Go ahead, Jamal.
I want to talk about Brandon Royval. This guy's had 2 UFC fights, and it looks like he's going to be fighting a top 5 opponent. Huge fast track, and maybe he's 1 fight away, 2 fights away from a title fight. Just thoughts on this guy?
Yeah. Fight of the night winner. Awesome fight. Awesome finish. And he's an exciting kid. Yeah, I love it.
I want to talk about what's next for Jan Blachowicz. Is it for sure the winner of Thiago Santos and Glover Teixeira, if that fight is still going to happen, would get Jan Blachowicz? Or if John Jones puts his name in the hat, would he get that opportunity over them?
Yeah, those are the guys that are fighting for the next shot. But obviously, if John Jones wanted that fight, we wouldn't deny John Jones the opportunity.
Khabib was in attendance tonight. He was cornering his teammate. Was wondering what conversation, if any, you had with Khabib. So
I didn't see him tonight. Yeah, I didn't see him.
And lastly, I want to talk about Leon Edwards. We brought him up earlier. Do you think he's going to get booked for a fight in 2020? Is he turning down fights? What's his status?
No, we're ready to book him. Yeah, hopefully he'll fight this year. Hopefully. If not, he'll fight the beginning of next year, the very beginning of January or something.
Any issues with visas coming to the United States, or would it be here in Fight Island?
Yeah, it would be anybody who's coming from out of the country that isn't easy to get into the States would fight here.
Thank you.
Hi, Dana.
Thank you.
Right here. I know there was a lot of expectations for this fight, this match, Paulo Costa versus Adesanya. Are you a little disappointed? Are you disappointed for what you saw today?
Listen, when you break down a fight and you think about how the fight's going to go, that shouldn't have been the fight that happened tonight. It should have been a much tougher fight. But you can't be disappointed when you have somebody that's as talented as Adesanya is, and he comes out and imposes his will and literally dismantles a guy as good and as tough as Costa. You know, you don't look at the fight and go, oh, I guess Costa wasn't this or that. No, Costa is. Costa is that good, and he's a savage, and normally, but Adesanya shut him down tonight and absolutely put on a clinic and destroyed him. You know, you can't be upset about that. I mean, if those guys went in there and did nothing for 5 rounds, I'd be disappointed. But when a guy continues to gain more confidence every time he gets in there and just looks better and better and better and beats a guy that's that good the way that he beat him tonight, you can't be disappointed about that.
And what about Paulo? What's next for him?
I don't know, man. I'm sure he's devastated right now, and you know, I don't know. You'll have to ask him that question when he comes in.
I will. Last one for me. Sarah McMahon was going to fight here on Fight Island. Second fight that, you know, an opponent gets injured. The first one was Aspen and now Raquel. Where do you see Sarah right now? I'm sure she's ready and waiting for a fight.
Wait, are you saying that 2 of her opponents have fallen out?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't even know that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know the answer to that question. Love Sarah, and hopefully we can get her something else and get her a fight. I'm sure we can.
Thank you.
Okay, hello, sir, here. So Poland has a new UFC champion. When you add Joanna to him and a couple other Polish fighters, you get a pretty good fight card to put in an event in Poland. Of course, we have like crazy times right now, but if there will be a possibility in 2021, it will be one of your priorities to make an event in Poland.
Yeah, well, obviously you're as hopeful as I am for 21. I keep saying I can't wait for 20 to be over and wait for 21. I don't know what I'm expecting, but yeah, hopefully the world gets normal again and we can go everywhere, including Poland.
Okay, so last week you made an interview for Polsat Sport, and you said that Joanna may fight another opponent than the rematch with Weili Zhang, and I heard that when she was informed about it yesterday, she was surprised, and she said that she will call you, and she did it or not? She didn't call you?
No, she hasn't called me.
Okay, so but it's like confirmed information that she will need to fight one more fight before a potential rematch with Weili or fight with Rose?
Yeah, she would definitely have to have another fight. Rose is going to get the next fight against Weili, and then we'd get Joanna another fight.
Okay, and last one for me. UFC signed a new Polish fighter, undefeated, to double KSW champion Mateusz Gamrot, and Joanna Jedrzejczyk and Jan Blachowicz said that they both believe that he is the next UFC champion from Poland. Do you heard about him, and do you have any thoughts about this guy?
What's the question? Oh, the kid, yeah, that
17 and 0.
Yeah. No, we're excited about him. We're excited to get him in here and see what he can do. Yeah, very excited.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Hassan Abdurrahman, Roya newspaper, here from UAE. First of all, I would like to congratulate you on all the success. I have been covering your 242. And then 249, and then 253. All these championships, I have been following them, and very happy to see UFC is here. Now I'd like to ask you, after 1 year of relationship with DCT Abu Dhabi, how do you evaluate this relationship up to date? This is September. Actually started with them in last September 2019. How do you evaluate this relationship with them, and to what extent you are happy about everything?
Yeah, I've had a relationship with Abu Dhabi. I've had a relationship here for over a decade, and it's always been incredible. Obviously, with what's going on right now, the way that these guys have pulled together and worked with us to pull off Fight Island 1 and 2, I really can't put into words for you how incredible it is and what's been done here. The service has been phenomenal. The venue, just everything from the flight here till we get back on the flight and go home. You don't get service like this anywhere in the world. We're at the W Hotel here in Abu Dhabi. You don't get better service at the Four Seasons. You don't get better service at name the hotel. This place will kick its ass. It's not even close. And you ask any of my staff how they feel, and I'm sure much of the media too. If you look at what's going on in the world right now, what we're doing here in Abu Dhabi, there's nothing like it.
And the second question is, how do you evaluate the performance of the Arab fighters up to date? Now we are trying to help UFC to promote the idea for the Arab new talents. Yeah, Arab fighters, Arab players.
Yeah, okay. So once once you're in a market long enough like this here in Abu Dhabi or wherever it is, not only do does the fan base start to grow, but so does the talent. And we're seeing that. Watch what happens here over the next 5 or 6 years. There will be serious talent coming out of this region.
This is all for me. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Go ahead.
Sorry. Do you think Adesanya can be the new Anderson Silva of the division?
I think he's going to be the new Adesanya of the division. You know, he's got his own style and his own way about him. I think he's going to be the next big superstar here, especially after tonight's performance. Good? Thank you, guys. Have a good night.
Well, that was something. Dana White speaking to the media, and I believe the middleweight champion of the world, Israel Adesanya, is going to be coming up momentarily, I am told. As we welcome back Casey Leiden. The camera is turning. There is the champ.
Before we go to the champ, let's just talk about the great service at the hotel.
Yeah, I
like the tour.
I booked my own flight. The public can go now. I'm on my way.
Bill.
All right.
It's better. I mean, it's better than the Four Seasons.
Better, yeah. Oh,
here comes the champ. He knows.
Hi, Belch. Right. It's good enough? No? Os. Boa. Boa Grange.
Israel, congratulations. That was an absolute clinic out there tonight. I mean, obviously, you promised to finish them. You promised to do what you did tonight. But did you think it was going to play out the way it did?
Yeah, pretty much. I told you guys. One thing I got to say is the experts, the body analysis experts. And I find it funny how everyone was like, oh, my God, he's in Izzy's head. He's in Izzy's head. Bro, all week, what I did, I built a condo in front of a beachfront property in Rio de Janeiro, inside his head. From the first meeting, I met him, and I knew. I was like, bro, there's no cameras, there's nothing, and he didn't keep that same energy, and I knew. And then at the beach, it was hot, and he had his little pohachinas, his little Mean Girls crew that were just hamming up anything he said and just laughing in the background. I was like, you got a laugh crowd with you, you little pohachinas? And it was just funny to me. And then at the weigh-ins, that stare down, I knew I could see it already. I knew what he was going to do. I knew he had a black belt underneath the shirt, and I knew he was going to try to hand me a white belt. And I know that's the work of old cringe little gremlin, little Smeagol. And yeah, he tried to throw it in my face, and I swooped it with my left hand, and I whipped him in his face with my right hand. And I was so fast with it, and then I just knew he's going to do the same thing when he's like, come, stay, come, yeah. And I knew if I walked to him and stare him in the eye, he's going to push me. I'm 10 steps ahead. I told you guys, I'm 10 steps ahead. You guys think these are just words. I was 10 steps ahead. So I knew when he did that, he's going to do the same thing in the fight. I told my coach, you'll see it on my documentary, because I've even said it on camera, he's going to do the same thing in the fight. He's going to come, I'm here, come. And he did the same thing in the cage. He tried to pretend he was running, clowning around. So, you know, I was humble tonight.
So you saw all the taunting coming. Did you see that he was going to be so kick heavy in his approach? I think that surprised a lot of us that, he didn't unleash the punches that we thought we might see, more the kicks.
Punches. I told you guys in the pre-fight, I'm not a human punching bag. He's only fought human punching bags, guys who just stand there and cover up. And then they just let him tee off on them. And I knew, because he was cutting me off. We are the best city kickboxing. He closed off his left side, so he can only give me his right side. But when he overly committed to the left side, closing it off, I had heaps of room to move on the right side. He kicked me twice in the ribs. Man, nothing. I ate those. The second one, I made him pay. And then I think the third time he tried to do that, he went to the head, and I felt it go past. There was one jab he threw. Andre was telling me that there was one jab he threw that in the slow-mo, he thought it was going to hit me, and I just happened to move my head in the last split second. And it's just because of him, because me and Andre played 10 rounds of table tennis to cut weight. He whooped my ass 9-1, but each time it was another one. And it's a never say die attitude. And also he had breakfast and coffee and a date right before, so I'm telling Jeff Nowitzki for that. And I still want my rematch, Andre, because he knows I whoop his ass.
I know you're confident in your execution.
Where you at, Andre?
I know you're confident in your game plan, your execution, but obviously anything can happen in a fight. But was there a moment that you were like, nope, I got this guy. It's done?
After the first round, I was so fresh. I looked over, and I could see he was sitting down. And the second round, his antics were still. What they want is they want me to stand there. You come here. Why are you running? Come here. No, here. You just want me to stand there so you can punch me. I'm not stupid, dummy. I told you, he's dumb. I'm smart. I understand this fucking game. This was my 100th win in combat sports all around. Listen, 1 fight, 2 fight, 3 fight, 4 fights, 5 fights, 6 fights, all the way to a fucking 100. And I've had over 100 fights. I'm not a fucking baby in this game. I've been doing this shit for a long time. For a goddamn long time. And I'm still fresh. I'm 31. I look like I'm 26. I'm still fresh.
You had a message for his corner afterwards. I'm curious if you can share a little bit of that conversation.
I don't know. It was a freestyle, but I knew that little gremlin. The guy with the white glasses, the jizz glasses, all his little antics. He was the one that was hamming it up at the presser. You know, anything Pohachina said, like his little bitch, like his little girlfriend. He was the one that his idea with the whole black belt, white belt thing. And even before the fight, I could see him through the fence. My peripherals could see him through the fence trying to he was doing this shit. Right? Literally, he was doing this shit. Like, what do you think I'm going to do? Focus on you? I got a beast in front of me. Someone who's actually going to try and fuck me up. You know what I mean? So, yeah, I'm not going to be, bro, you can't, this is bulletproof, mama. This is bulletproof. You can't get through this. So I said something to him. I can't remember. And he said, we're coming for you. And I was like, no, I'm coming on you.
Last thing for me, I know you got a lot of respect for Jared Cannonier. Are you expecting him to prevail in that fight? And you think that's going to be the next matchup?
I think Jared's going to dust Robert Whittaker, and I look forward to fighting him. What we said in the DMs, he said he wants to get it done like Naruto and Sasuke. And I said, I look forward to that. Yeah, I think he's going to get it done. I'm rooting for him. But if Robert Whittaker wins and he wants to get knocked out a third time, I can make that happen too.
Izzy, when you have a fighter in front of you taunting, I know that you're saying you're bulletproof, the taunting doesn't upset you or anything, but do you just think to yourself, you're giving me free points here. You're letting me just tag you and you're just letting me have it my way?
They already know they can't go 5 rounds. So what their tactic was, maybe hold off until the 5th round or in the later rounds and then come on. Stupid, because you're giving away rounds, you're giving away points. I kept on tagging his legs with different kind of kicks, and I knew his leg was compromised, and he was trying to, all that shit. I'm telling you, man, I read, every time I interact with you, I learn more about you. Every single time, and I interacted with him 3 times. And by the 3rd time, I knew I had him. I knew he'd show me his hand. He'd do exactly what he did. And all that taunting shit, bro, I'm a troll. You guys think you're a troll? I'm a fucking troll. But I'm grown now, so I know how to play the game properly. And I wasn't going to get sucked into his game. I knew all that shit's not going to work as long as I keep fucking him up and keep touching him. And that's what I did.
His leg looked pretty badly damaged. Was that from the teep to the shin? Do you think you hyperextended his knee?
Nah, I think it's just my skinny shins. My skinny shins sliced his legs up, and you could probably see the marks I left on his legs. Yeah, because I did what I did to Brunson. Before the fight, and Brunson, I said, let's go, bitch. I'll show you skinny when I was in my stance. In this fight, I looked at him and I said something, and I said, I'll watch it back and read my lips, but I said something about being skinny. And this fight, I want to, this is the biggest platform. So, my narrative for this fight, because everyone says he's a bully, or he walks people down, this and that, rah. And it's not fucking news to anyone that I've been bullied my whole life, you know? So for me, back then, I didn't really have the skill or the will to be able to fight back. You know what I mean? So when this guy and his little pohachinas were doing what they were doing, I was like, all right, watch this. And now I know what to do. I have the will and I have the skill to take the bite out of the bully. So yeah, that's what I did.
Was the fight essentially over after you landed the head kick? Was he compromised at that point?
Nah, it was over before that. It was over after the 1st round. But I wanted to take the bite out of the bully. And I wanted to, because even some of the shit he did online, someone showed me this, a reporter showed me this video of him with his little entrance and his little skit that they made and some little memes and other shit he's been doing. Because that's what kids now, back then, we didn't have that when I was growing up, but now kids, they go through that shit, social media bullying. And he was trying to do that to me. And for me, it's like he was trying to trigger out the younger Izzy. But you do that, and you'll get the big dog in the yard now. You know, so I dedicate this fight to anyone, whether it be at school or at home or even at work if your boss is grinding you. I dedicate this fight to you guys because you have to fight back. You can't just take that all the time. You have to bite back.
And last one from me. Ahead of this fight, you famously dyed your hair pink. And then when you shaved it off, you said there was a tactical reason that you shaved your pink hair off. You said after the fight, you tell us what it is. What is it?
My dad, shout out to Oluwa Femi, the big dog, big fem dog, Adesanya. He said, I'm going to blind him. I'm going to blind him with my jab. And when he's compromised with one eye and I take the other eye out, if he sees a pink hue, he'll know where my head is. He'll know, okay, that's where my head is, and he'll just aim for the pink hue. So I was like, you're right. And like a good boy, I listened to my dad. He's a smart man.
Izzy, right here. Were you surprised at how much he bit on pretty much every feint you would throw in there?
Nope. I'll post a meme after this. There was one with that belt. When I whipped him with that belt, he froze. He was shocked. He was shook. And I knew I could make him react because after that, he went all try bulldog on me. And I was just so relaxed. And Steve was holding me up and I hit him with the crane kick. I'm playful. This is fun to me. And I told Eugene right before we walked out, I was like, let's have fun in there. I'm going to be smart and tactical and systematic, but we're going to have fun in there. You know what I mean? And I still did.
And then your comments about finding people that miss weight, like 90%, was that directed at your teammate Shane's?
Yep, opponent? And the guy that Mr. Dawodu fought. It's just cheating. I saw the guy that Dawodu fought right after with 90 minutes left. He's on the blueberries and the water and whatnot. These guys, some of them are gangsters. Some of them are making money outside the UFC. Some of them have trust funds. 30% of their purse ain't shit. But I'm telling you, if you find someone, 90% of your purse if you miss weight, I guarantee you, no matter how much money you're making, no one's going to go through this whole camp, through this whole shit, and be willing to give 90% of their pay to the other guy. They will take that 90 minutes they had left to make the weight. They'll take every second to make the weight. So enough of this 30% bullshit because it's not working. We saw it happen at 2-2-1 in the main event where I debuted, and you saw he got rewarded with the title shot. So, yeah. I'm over this because we have guys like Carlos Ulberg and Blood Diamond who aren't even in the UFC yet, and they were ready. They were already close to their weight. They're professionals. So if you can't hack it, go home because we have killers who are ready to go.
And what did you make of your teammates' performances in there? I know Kai and Shane came up short, but Kai did get performance bonus fight of the night, and then of course Brad Riddell picked up another win.
Yeah, I have to watch it again. I think Kai hurt his guy, but kudos to the other guy. He did something unorthodox, a spinning elbow.
Spinning elbow, yeah.
Yeah, and Shane's guy, who cares? He missed weight. You cheated. Doesn't matter. But kudos to Kai's guy. He did very well. But yeah. Shout out to Eugene. He knows. Fuck the other guy. He missed weight. If you miss weight, doesn't matter. Don't take the fight. Or move up in weight.
And then one final one. A couple of your fellow fighters like John Jones and Marvin Vittori are commenting like something with your left pec. Was there an injury or anything at all? Or right pec, I should say.
Why are they looking at my titties?
Yeah, you'd have to ask them.
Yeah.
Okay, Israel here. You said in the past that you are interested in fighting with the light heavyweight champion. Now is 205 has a new king. Are you still interested to fight with the super fight champion versus champion in the light heavyweight?
Maybe. I'll have to ask Eugene. But like what I said about Anderson Silva defended this belt so many times in the middleweight division. And then he went up to light heavyweight for little shows. I just wanted to fuck up John Jones, and I still will. But I'll just have to talk to Eugene because even he talked about Stipe Miocic and other things. So, yeah. Everything's open. Cheddar makes it better. Cheddar makes it better.
Yeah, Izzy, great victory.
The schmo.
You've now...
Sorry I missed your interview. My bad on that one. We were just busy. We're flat out, but...
We'll do it on the way home.
All right, no worries.
You've now beaten 7 of the current 15 top middleweights. It's the champ era. What do you have left to prove? I know you want Cannonier next if he beats Whitaker or the winner of that fight. What do you have left to prove in this division?
There's still, hold up. The Joker. I like this win over Kelvin Gastelum. I want to showcase my grappling a little bit. I was hoping he would try tonight so I can show him what the white belt can do because I'm a white belt for life. But yeah, Cannonier next. if he gets past Robert. And yeah, there's a lot left to do in this game, and I'm just steadily working my way day by day, fight by fight. You would say 7 guys in the top 15. I mean, Paul only fought 2, and everyone was like, oh, this Israel's all hype. It's all hype. But I love the hype. And I'm just saying, if there was any hype job, it was him. He only fought 2 guys in the fucking top 15, and I fought 6. That's triple the amount of top 15 guys he's fought, or top 10 guys he's fought. And they still call me a hype job. I ain't no hype job, but I'm all hype.
And to yourself, what do you have to do to be cemented as the greatest UFC middleweight of all time, surpassing Anderson Silva?
Keep doing what I'm doing. Listen to my coaches, listen to my team, and keep doing what I'm doing, because that's what got me to the dance. I didn't have to go get no other, coach to come in and tell us what to do. I stayed true to the people that got me to the dance since day one. And I said that at the presser. So I keep doing what I'm doing, listen to my coaches. And yeah, I love this. Doesn't mean anything. This thing is beautiful. And I told you, gold looks good on black skin, but it doesn't mean anything. For me, it's about the victories, the champion, like the names you collect, the scalps you take along the way. If I had lost this tonight, God forbid, if I had lost this tonight, I wouldn't care about this. I would have been sad I lost the fight. That's all I care about is fighting. This is just nice because, cheddar makes it better. It brings more money, more notoriety, all that kind of shit. But yeah, I just keep doing what I'm doing, and my legacy will be cemented in time.
You were the last fighter to step inside the octagon before this pandemic wiped everything away. What was it like to be back inside there in this venue and do what you do?
I love it. Honestly, it's much better, to be honest. You don't have these drunk guys who've been drinking since 6 hours ago yelling, knock him out, stand him up, ref, twist his dick. I love fans, don't get me wrong. This event would have been beautiful with fans, but in the same breath, some of them in droves are stupid, like dumb as fuck. But individually, when I have individual interactions with fans, I have some beautiful interactions most times. But when they have this mob mentality, they're dumb as pig shit.
Right here. So you mentioned Anderson Silva in the cage. Do you think you can repeat or beat his record during his prime?
Yes, but that's not my goal, to be honest. I'm not trying to repeat because there will never be another Anderson Silva. For me, it's just being me, being the last and only style bender, and keep doing what I'm doing. Like I said, all the guys he ran through on his run, I would have beat them as well. So it's not about quantity, it's about the quality. And already I have some really good quality wins in my belt. That's my 15th knockout and my 100th win. Oh no, my 15th knockout in MMA, but that's my 100th win in fighting. That's, like I said, I've been doing this for a long time. So I'm not chasing his legacy, I'm chasing my own legacy.
Congratulations.
Obrigado.
Last one for me. Do you still think about going up a weight class, or you only wanted to face John Jones?
Yeah, I definitely will go up in weight class, whether it be heavyweight or light heavyweight.
Assalamu alaikum.
Alaikum salam.
How are you?
I'm very well.
Very congratulations, heartfelt congratulations for this victory. We spoke before the fight, and you promised to do this, what you have done today. So congrats. I just want to ask you, if you are invited to come again and fight here in Abu Dhabi, would you accept to come back and fight here?
100%. Huh?
And give me your impression about everything you have seen here in Abu Dhabi, and their job. They are trying their best to be the capital of the fighting games. So
he's just getting his phone now. Hold up.
Yeah.
Definitely, I'll definitely come back to fight in Abu Dhabi. I mean, amidst the pandemic, one of the reporters asked in the presser, some question. It was I was like, what makes the UFC different and blah, 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 amidst the pandemic and blah, 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 blah. And I almost interrupted the question. I kind of did, and I was like, this guy, duh. It's what got the UFC to where it is. Like Joe Rogan says, without Dana White, none of this would be possible. It's because of him, And I'm not bootlicking or anything, but I'm just spitting facts. It is what got us here right now. Because everyone, when Fight Island came around, and everyone's like, why would you put on a show in the midst of a pandemic? How dare you? And they got shut down. But hey, cajones, man, the UFC, this is what we do. We're not like any other sport. Motherfuckers wish they were us. They wish, they try. This is what we're doing. You fucking kick a ball into a net or over a post or whatever. All we're trying to see is the baddest motherfucker. And we really get to do that shit. We really prove that shit. So, yeah, right now, amidst the pandemic, the UFC is leading the way in all sporting organizations, all sporting leagues. The UFC is leading the charge in showing what can be done amidst the pandemic and keeping everyone safe. And look, we've got an island in Abu Dhabi, shut down from the outside world, quarantine tested like a motherfucker, everyone getting checked and rechecked and quadruple checked. Like, it's second to none. I was quite impressed. It was a little bit tedious when you're trying to cut weight, but I'm still impressed.
D, capital D.
Any more? All right. Thank you, guys. I know. Oh, congratulations. Okay. Thank you, guys. I know this has been crazy times, but thank you guys for what you do. And I know I give you guys a hard time sometimes, but thank you for what you do. But always remember, please, always remember, you guys wouldn't have a job if we don't step in that fucking cage. So be mindful with your clickbait headlines, please. Be mindful with the stories you write and the tones you use. Even if you want to criticize a fighter, please criticize away. I am open to criticism because I am human. But be mindful with your clickbait headlines, because one of you will get checked and slapped with a belt one day, my white belt.
The UFC middleweight champion of the world, Israel Adesanya, following his second round knockout win over Paulo Costa in the main event of UFC 253. What a performance from the last style bender. What a performance from Jan Blachowicz. Those two gentlemen won the performance of the night bonuses, and the fight of the night went to Brandon Royval and Kai Kara France. Big fight coming Brandon Royval's way after his second consecutive submission win since joining the UFC, after becoming the LFA 125-pound champion. So that's it, I think. I don't know. I don't know if we're going to get Paulo Costa. I think Dominick Reyes is already back to the hotel, so I don't know if we have any official word on that. I think that's it. Okay, that's official. We are out of here. Don't go very far. Stick with us on the YouTube page, because AK Lee is going to join myself and Casey, and we're going to talk with all of you guys. We're not even going to really talk that much. We're going to throw it to you guys pretty much immediately. So join us. We're out.